Hey guys, it's Allison. So today's video is going to be the mid-year book tag, and I'm going to answer the questions. I got these questions off of Sarah Caroli's YouTube, so we are going to get started. I'm going to tell you guys from worst to best to in between, so let's get straight into it. I don't have the physical copies with me at the moment, so you guys are going to have to bear with me and just look at the pictures that I put onto the screen. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below any videos you want me to see the next. Subscribe down below if you're new to my channel, turn on post notifications to get an update every time I post a new video. And let's get started. So I'm using my iPad for the questions, so we are just gonna go straight into it. I have read 24 books since mid-February, and I say mid-February because I did take like a book hiatus type thing where I stopped reading books, and then I started reading again mid-February. So I have done 24 books. I think that's pretty decent. I probably, if I started in January, I probably could have done 30, but we didn't. We started mid-February. So in February, I read 4. March, I did 3. April, I did 6. May, I did 7. And June, I did 4. So we are going to get straight into the questions now. So the first question is, best book you've read so far in 2025? And I picked Never Lie by Frida McFadden and The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. Those are the two genres that I read, romance and thriller. So those are the two best books out of each category. I really enjoyed both books. Frida really shocked me in that book, and I think that's one of her best books ever that I have read. I've read a lot of books by her, and that so far is the top contender. That is the top book that I will recommend someone if they want to start reading thriller or mystery. Best book ever. And The Last Letter, such a cute book. It was so much depth and had so much stuff that it was a shocker. I really enjoyed that book. I do really want to read The Things We Left Unfinished. Is that what it's called? Is that one of her books? Correct me if I'm wrong. So the next question is the best sequel you've read so far this year. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't like series that much, so I don't get into sequels that much. But the sequel that I did read this year, which is the only sequel, but it wasn't the best and it wasn't the worst either. It was A Perfect Divorce by Geneva Rose. The first book was The Perfect Marriage. I rated the first book, I believe, a 4 stars, and then The Perfect Divorce, I rated it a 3 stars. So it wasn't that good. Like, I didn't like it just because it was the same perpetrator. It just wasn't like I feel like nothing really was solved. Like, I was still confused. Like, I just was wondering why she would do that. Like, there was no reason for her to be doing that, but to each its own. The next one is new release you haven't read but want to. I really want to read Summer in the City by Alex Astor. After she released it, I picked it up and I have not read it. So hopefully within these couple of weeks, I read it because that is on my summer TBR list. Next one is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Honestly, I was literally trying to search up anticipated releases for the rest of 2025, and I couldn't find a website to just look through books. Let me know if you guys know like a website for that. But I do know one book, and it's The Intruder by Frida McFadden. She's coming out with that in October, so I can't wait for that one. I'm always waiting for her book. Biggest surprise was The Woman by Kristin Hannah. I don't read that type of genre, so when I did read it, I was really shocked. And it's about women in the Vietnam War and how she got through all of that and all that jazz. It was such a heartfelt book, and so many things were going on throughout the book that it was really good. I would read it again, honestly. I did do a collab with Natasha. If you guys haven't watched that video, I'll link that down below. But yes. The next question is favorite author, debut or new to you? London Sperry, that wrote The Passion Project, I really like to write in. So when she does come out with new books, I would pick another one of her books up. And John Mars, he's not a new author per se, but a new author to me. I have read 2 books so far of his, and I really enjoy them. Like, they weren't the best, but like they were different from other people's books and writings, so I did really enjoy that. And obviously my all-time favorite author is Frida, so can't knock her down. Newest fictional crush, Henry Adams from Passion Project. He was really with it. I don't even know what to say. He was just very sweet to her, just always on top of her. Like, a book that made you cry, Passion Project made me cry. If you guys have not watched that video, I don't even remember the reason why I cried anymore, but a lot of books make me tear up, but that's one of the books that made me tear up recently. Yeah, it was a really good book. I would certainly recommend that book to anybody. I did pick that up from Book of the Month, and obviously from Book of the Month, they got really good books, really good picks. Honestly, because all the books that I've gotten from Book of the Month has been like a good 4 or 5 star read. So I would definitely recommend this book if you have not read it. Next one is a book that made you happy, is Always You and Me by Danny Adkins. That was a really good book. It was about this girl and this childhood best friend. I don't remember, I think they had a relationship, didn't really have a relationship, but then she ended up not having a relationship with this guy. She ended up marrying some other guy, and her current husband had passed away, and he told her to go back, like to ask him all these questions like that were unanswered. It was a whole big thing. She didn't want to do it, all that jazz, but yeah, that was a really good big book. It was like a heartfelt book. Next one is The Most Beautiful Book You've Bought This Year or Received. I do really enjoy the cover of X-Files. Have not read that book yet, but really love the cover of that one. And I do love the cover of, well, the Summer in the City cover is really simple, but what I do like is the sprayed edges with the taxi cabs, and then on the inside of the book is really cute. So I really enjoy looking at that. It's really pretty. If every author did that, I think everybody's bookshelf would look like A1. The next one is what books do you need to read by the end of this year? I really need to read at least half of my TBR list before the end of the year, because I'm not gonna buy any new books then, like any new physical copybook. I would definitely try to read half of my TBR by the end of the year, because if not, I'm gonna limit myself to buying books. So yeah, if anything, that's gonna be on the Kindle, reading Kindle Unlimited books. That's what I have been reading, Kindle Unlimited books that I have not read my physical TBR list. So we gotta crank that up. Next question is, how many 5-star reads have I had so far? And I have had 9 out of the 24 books be a 5-star read. So I don't know if that's a lot to anyone, but for me, I feel like that's a lot. I feel like I'm not a very harsh rater, like I have said in many other videos, but then at the same time, I feel like I've become that kind of person that'd be like, I don't know if that's a 5-star read, but that's close to a 5-star. Like, I'm really critiquing now. Like, now I'm like, let me be specific with things, you know what I mean? So yeah, 9 out of the 24 books. What books do you want to reread this year? So I usually don't reread books. I'm not that type of person to do that. I definitely read and then forget what happened in the book, but still do like that book. Is that anybody else? Let me know in the comments. But the book that I have been thinking about that I do want to reread is, but it's not any books that I have read this year. I read it like maybe 2-3 years ago, and it's Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. Such a good book. I feel like rereading it because I do want to tab that book up. So let me know if you want to see like a tabbing video. I don't usually do tab books, but I have tabbed the books. So yeah. Next question is a book you enjoyed with mixed reviews. So the book that I rated a 5 stars that other people rated a 3.86 on Goodreads was The Tenant by Frida McFadden. I did honestly, she did shock me with that, because like just her recent book that I just read, Do Not Disturb, that's on my July reads, but Do Not Disturb has shocking factors, but it wasn't making me like, so that ended up being like a 3-4 star or something like that. But The Tenant, when I read that, I was expecting it, but not in the way it went. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like Frida literally switched it up, and I was like, are you kidding? And then the ending, even like crazier, like for you to just be doing that to you. So that had mixed reviews. I don't know why. I always read the reviews afterwards, after I read a book. I want to read the reviews before I read a book because that like alters my thoughts and like feelings about the books. So I want to rate it on my own terms, read the book, and then see what people think about it. And the 5-star predictions for the rest of the year, I don't have any, but hopefully I get like a good 10 more. Hopefully I get to read another good 30 books, like another half. So we could get up to like 60 books for this year. Let's see, that's my goal. So let's see if I could get another like 10 5-star books. Could we get up to there? Maybe. But yeah, I can't wait to see what the rest of the year holds. But comment down below any books that you really enjoyed and would recommend me to read, and any of your 5-star recommendations and the worst books that you have read. Just let me know anything about books down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.